This LOS is explain the use of a tree diagram to represent an investment problem. Okay, this slide looks a little bit busy, folks, but don't be too worried about it. We're going to talk, it's quite easy actually. We're going to talk our way through it a little bit slowly. So in this case, again, we want to know the expected value of something based on some probabilities, okay? In this case, we want to know the expected value of the earnings per share. And so again, we're just building this little probability tree. So there's two scenarios. There's scenario one, which is the probability of declining interest rates is 60% probability. And the probability of stable interest rates is therefore 40%. So you can see at this branch of the tree, it adds up to 100%. Then if interest rates decline, we have two other scenarios or outcomes that could happen. There's a 25% probability that the EPS will be $2.60, okay? And that with a probability of 15%. How did we get that? We get 0.6 times 0.25 is going to equal 0.15, so 15%. 0.6 times 0.75 is going to give us 0.45 probability. Down here on the lower side of the tree, 40% times 60% gives us 24%. And 40% times 40% is going to give us 16%. Okay, so we can see the last branch of the tree is also adding up to 100%. So then this information here is going to be given to us. This is given to us, all right, at the last branch. And then I said, with this arrow here, I said you have to then work your way backwards. So first of all, I just wanted to work my way forwards to the tree to see that there's an upside and a downside. And then it branches off with different percentages, and that's been given to us. So we know 60% times 25%, 15% probability. And what's the 15% probability? That the EPS will be 260. There's a 45% probability that the EPS will be 245. There's a 24% probability that the EPS will be 220. And there's a 16% probability that the EPS will be $2. So how do we calculate our expected EPS based on these probabilities? Well, we work our way backwards, okay? So you can see, I'll start from the top. The $2.60, which was given to us, times by the 25%, we're going to get 65 cents. And then $2.45 times the 75% equals 1.8375. Add those two together, so we're working our way backwards, as I say. We add our way, we're working backwards. We add those two together, the 65 cents plus the 1.8375. That's going to equal $2.4875. Okay, then we're at this stage here. We're going to work our way backwards again. Sorry, covering that up a little bit. Just erase that. We're going to work our way backwards again using the 60%. So 2.4785 times 0.6 is going to give us 1.4925. Okay? So we've worked on the top part of the tree. We've worked our way backwards. Again, 260 times 0.25 plus 2.45 times 0.75. Add the two together. Multiply that by 0.6, and we've got a number for the top part of the tree. Pretty easy, as I said, folks. We same procedure down here on the bottom side. We have an EPS of 220. Multiply that by 60%. We got $1.32. $2 times 40%, 80 cents. Add the two together, and you can see we've got, add the two together, and we have $2.12. Okay? So $2.12 times 40%, and we have 0.848. So now we have the lower part of the tree. So we add those two together, the top part and the lower part, and we've got the 1.4925 plus the 0.848. And so that gives us our expected earnings per share of $2.34. So you can see that I've uncovered it. The expected earnings per share based on these probabilities is $2.34. Now note, they need to give you certain information to work your way backwards. They got to give you these EPSs at the end, and they have to give you your percentages. And then it's just a question of working your way back. And this comes up time and again throughout CFA Level 1 and Level 2, because this is what the game is all about. You know, different scenarios, different probabilities. What is the expected value of our stock? Then how do we calculate, you know, is a call in the money or out of the money? So we use this in not only expected earnings, but expected stock prices, looking at derivatives, whether you know, different options are in the money or out of the money. So this is a very important foundation for CFA Level 1. So we're going to finish this LOS with just one practice problem to check your understanding. Assume that a stock's price over the next two periods is shown below. So again, they're giving you the stock price. At time 0, the stock price is 100. At time 1, there's two scenarios. The stock price can be 110 or it could be at 92. And then at time 2, there's three stock prices. The stock price could be up again, so it's at 121, or it can be up and then down, so it's at 101.2, or the stock price could have gone down in time 1 and then back up, so we get to 101.2 again, or it could go down, and we're at 84.64, okay? So the initial value of the stock is $100. The probability of an up move in any given period is 40%, and the probability of a down move in any given period is 60%. Using the binomial model, or this tree diagram, the probability that the stock's price will be 101.2 at the end of two periods is closest to A, 16%, B, 24%, or C, 48%. Okay, this is a nice little problem, and it's one that I've seen most students get wrong in practice. So the correct answer is C, it's 48%. And you can see that the data is kind of presented to you and it looks like a bit of a table, but it helps if we draw out the tree in more detail, okay? So we're starting with the stock price at 100, and there's a 40% probability that it can go up. And there's a 60% probability that the stock price will go down. So again, that's going to add up to our 100%, as I said. And if the stock price goes up, so the first up, it's going to be at $110, okay? And if it goes down, you're going to be at $92. And then we've got that from here. So you can see that's the up and that's the down. Then from the up, we can have another 40% chance that it's going to go up again. And if it does, it's going to be at $121. So we know 0.4 times 0.4, that's going to be 16%, correct? And if it goes up in time 1, in time 2, there's also the chance that it can go down, which is a 60% chance, okay? And in that case, the stock price is going to be at 101.2, okay? We're going to be at 101.2. And 40% times 60%, that's going to be 0.24, or just make that a little bit neater for you. That's going to be 24%, okay? 24% chance that the stock price can go up and then down. Up 40%, down 60%, 101.2. And you can see that's denoted here, the S, stock price, UD, up, down. Now working on the bottom part of the tree, we know that the stock price in T1 can go down to 92. But then after that, it can go back up. And there's a 40% chance that it can go back up. And where do I get? I get to my 101.2. Do you see? That's my down up, 101.2, which is also a 24% probability. So we need to add the two together because there's two paths to get to that 101.2. We can see that. We can go up and then down, or down and then up. So when we add the two together, we're at our 48%, okay? And then finally, we don't need it, but I just want to finish the tree for you. We could go down and then down again, and we'd be at our 84.64. and that would be 60% down times 60% down again, which would be 0.36. And if we add all that up together on the time 2,